Welcome back, Frac Crew. It's Frac Daddy Barbecue. So guys, on today's video it's going to be a special dish to me and to Melissa. Because when me and Melissa went to go visit my mom a few years ago back in New Mexico, it was hatch green chili season. And what do you know? It's that time of year again. So guys, what we're going to be making today is we're going to be making homemade pinto beans. Second of all, we're going to be making some green chili and cheese cornbread. But the star of the show is my mom's homemade Chile Rellenos. So let's get started. Yesterday, Melissa and I went to HEB Central Market here in San Antonio. And the cool thing about that is they have Hatch Chili Fest. They have all things imaginable that a true chili head from New Mexico will enjoy. They have cookies, they have tortillas, but the thing that we were there for most was authentic, certified Hatch green chilies all the way from Hatch Valley. They're even certified by the way, and they also have the big roasters that you'll see in New Mexico, and they dump your box of chilies in there and they roast it up, and the aroma is just like it was when I'm back home. So the first thing we're going to start with, which actually takes the longest, is we're going to start with the pinto beans. And I'm actually going to show you guys a little trick on how to make your beans not so gassy, because I tell you what, beans sometimes mess me up, and I'll show you a little trick that my mom has been doing for many years, and it works. What we have here is a little over a half a pound of pinto beans. They're casserole pinto beans. Now what I'm going to do is going to be a two-part boiling method. We're going to let these boil for about 10 minutes when they come up to a rolling boil, and then I'm going to add some baking soda to my beans. Not much, but when you add this, it's going to foam up like crazy. And what this baking soda does is it neutralizes, it's kind of like the alkalides, it brings down the gassiness. So I'll show you what it's going to look like when that time comes. So guys, here's the part that I was telling you about. Just good old normal baking soda. You don't want to add much because it's going to foam up quite a bit, and you'll see what I mean. That right there is what you guys want to see. We're going to let, like I said, we're going to let this boil for about another 10 minutes. Then we'll rinse the beans and we'll add some new water. So my beans are done. Like I told you what I was going to do. Now I'm going to take some bacon fat, which is in the same pan, and I'm just going to saute up some onions and garlic. You don't need much bacon fat because we don't have much onion and garlic. This is about a half of a medium to large onion. Put that in there. And then here I have just 2 large cloves of garlic minced up. I'm going to put that into the pot. Just want to saute your onions and your garlic until you smell your garlic just being very aromatic. So now we're going to put the beans back in, and then we're going to cover it back up with water and bring it back to a boil. Now that we've had our water and our beans boiling for a little bit, we also added 2 spoonfuls of Better Than Bouillon chicken. Now you can add your favorite flavor of bouillon that you want. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to season this. So we have some regular kosher salt. We're just going to start off with 2 teaspoons. We're going to do the same with our black pepper, because we love black pepper in this family. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I don't think we can get enough garlic, so we're going to go 2 garlic. Then we got some New Mexico chili powder. We're going to start off with 1 teaspoon. Don't want to overpower it. Here we have some fancy cumin. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon to start. And then to top it all off, 1 packet of Sazon. Give it a stir. And like I said, we're going to continue to cook. And in about an hour or so, we'll come back, we'll give it a taste, and we'll see what we need to add. Now we're going to be getting our green chili cheese cornbread started. Now with our beans getting close to being done, I figured it's a great time to be mixing up our Jiffy Mix cornbread mix. So you guys can get this in any store, and we're just basically going to be following the recipe on the box. So here we have
a third cup.
A third cup of milk. Then we got 1 egg. Now let's mix it up. Now I'm gonna probably want to add a little bit more moisture to this because I normally don't like how dry this is. So I'm gonna have Melissa grab me some more milk because we're gonna be adding some more ingredients. So we have 1/4 cup of milk. I'm not gonna add it all at once, but it's just gonna be a great start because like I said, we got a lot more ingredients to be adding to this. Here's where our freshly roasted Hatch green chilies come into play. This is about 5 to 6 medium to large green chilies just chunked up into large pieces, and that's how we want it. So we're going to put it all in here because it would not be called Hatch or green chili cheese cornbread for nothing if it wasn't in here. Now let's mix her up. So I also want to give a big shout out to Kevin from Man Kitchen Recipes. The funny thing about this, Kevin's from my hometown, Farmington, New Mexico, and he, matter of fact, has a great channel. So guys, we're gonna leave a link for him. Go check him out. Next thing we're gonna be adding is 1/2 cup of sharp cheddar. There's our 1/2 cup. All right, y'all, so here we have our 8-inch baking dish that we're going to be using in our Ninja Foodie, because you know what, when it is over 100 degrees outside in South Texas, we don't really feel like heating up the whole house. So we're going to put this in here, and y'all can just follow your simple oven directions. If you don't have a Ninja Foodie, just follow what it says on the box. Alrighty, look at that. We don't call it green chili and cheese cornbread for nothing, do we? Alright, y'all, now let's start making this batter for these homemade Chile Rellenos. So here we have a total of 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Next, we're going to be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, which we will leave the recipe for this in our description box, so just check it out for the whole recipe. And this is my mom's recipe. Now here we have a 1/4 cup of just vegetable oil, which for some reason my mom calls it salad dressing oil. I don't know why.
Just the way she does it.
And then here we have 1 egg. And then right here is 1 cup of whole milk. And then also we'll add to this 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And just get your trusty whisk, mix it up. Now you want to have kind of a long dish so you can dredge your Chile Rellenos in this mixture. And this will be perfect for it. Or you can use a pie plate or whatever you have laying around the house that will be perfect for this. So this is the consistency that you would like for your Chile Relleno mix. Now this Relleno mix you can basically use for anything. You can do fried broccoli, fried cauliflower, fried green chili strips, which would be awesome. So this is basically like an all-purpose batter that you can use for frying. So let me show you how we're going to make these Rellenos. So I'm going to show you how we're going to make and stuff these Rellenos like my mom did. So what my mom did, she came in here and just made a little slit at the top. You got to leave the stem and the seeds in this. I mean, you won't eat the seeds, but we're just going to do it like this. So then you come in here, you spread it apart. This is, I will say, this is a little time consuming, but then you take your cheese, and you're going to stuff your cheese in here just like this. This is American cheese. Feel free to use whatever kind of cheese you would like. You could do pepper jack, you could do a sharp cheddar, or whatever you like. So we showed you this one. We're going to get the rest of them ready while our oil is coming up to temperature. Alrighty, so the time has come. We're going to take one of our Chile Rellenos. We're just going to dip it in the batter. And what my mom always did, she took a fork and just started covering it. Don't be afraid to get it all covered up. It's just going to seal in that cheese. And then we'll take it over to our oil and we'll deep fry it till it's nice and golden brown. And we're just going to dip her in. And like I said, deep fry it till it's nicely golden brown. We'll flip it and you'll know when they're done. Even though this is a big skillet, you don't want to overcrowd your skillet because it will cool your oil down, and just let them fry naturally. And when they start to get golden brown around the edge, then you can take it and you can flip it. Alright, now that they came out of the hot grease, just take and lightly sprinkle them with some salt for extra flavor. Now you don't have to do this, but what do I say? This is how Mom did it. So I also wanted to let you guys know I got this new honey from Lone Star Bee. This is a fiery mesquite honey. And I tell you what we're going to do to spice up and make our cornbread even much better, we're going to drizzle this on top of it and then we're going to let it melt. So I cannot wait to try this. I want to say a big thank you to Lone Star Bee Company for sending this to Frac Daddy Barbecue. Okay, I tell you what, I am excited to try this. This looks exactly like my mom would cook back home during this time of year. So let's give these beans a try, minus that cilantro. So we had them cooling off because I'm sure they're going to be hot. I tell you what, you get the cumin, you get the salt, you get the garlic, you get everything out of that. But now let's try a piece of our honey, what would you call it? A honey cheddar green chili cheese cornbread that we did
with extra butter.
And as you can see, this is packed with full of green chili. You get the heat from the green chili, you get the sweetness and the spiciness from that Lone Star honeybee. Oh my goodness, guys, it is killer. But you know what? That's not the star of the show. The star of the show is Mom's Chile Rellenos. Now I'm telling you what, I'm excited to try this. I tell you what, this tastes just like Mom was here making it for Melissa and I. I don't know how, what other words to say, but this food reminds me of my mom's. And guys, if you want to try this, you could try this with like a poblano, or even, matter of fact, we're going to leave a link to the Hatch store where you can go online and they will ship it directly to your house. 25-pound box, any heat level you want. Guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I have Melissa in the back dying to get some hot food, so we're going to cut this. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming back all the time and supporting our channel, and we love you guys. And we'll see you on the next Frac Daddy Friday.